Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and so today it's a news day today. It's going to be just basically new releases for Warcradle. I'm aware of the Horus Heresy stuff that got announced yesterday, but I'm not doing that. I've said I'm not going to be covering Warhammer unless I have to. Same with any Games Workshop product, including their sillily named Legionis Imperialis. So, but it's kind of nice to see Warcradle releasing stuff like this. And I'm not saying it's like an answer to, or they're sort of like going, oh, look at us, Games Workshop do this, we're doing this. It's not that at all. I don't think there's any connection between these two posts. Alright, I'll say that now, and I absolutely believe it. And so, this is the October releases. And what's really cool is they're doing two different games for a start, Armoured Clash and Dystopian Wars. Dystopian Wars is, of course, their naval game, and Armoured Clash is their epic scale game, all set during the Dystopian Age, which is a fantastic lore, and it's really cool. I freaking love this lore. It's so interesting. There's so much political intrigue in there. You've got like the Enlightened, which is close to sort of a capitalist libertarian government. I don't know how you put it, but they literally sell all their technology out. And what makes these boxes really cool, whereas it really kind of looks like their lore as well, and it really fits them. Now, first one's up is the Sovereign Battle Group for the Crown. The Crown's one of my favourite factions, probably because I'm British. Now, the heavy artillery, the land ship, the tanks, and the dragoons can be made into two different variations, which is kind of cool. And I like that. I really do. I like the fact that Warcradle does that with a lot of their models, especially with Dystopian Wars, and now we're going to see it with an Armoured Clash. So you could buy two different boxes, and you could not have the same models in both. It's really nice to see that variation and diversity in a box. I love the land ship there. I love the fact that I keep thinking Crystal Palace, and I don't know why. Maybe because I like dinosaurs a lot. That could be it. But it's probably St. Paul's Cathedral. It's a nice looking tank. It looks really cool. It's well detailed. As you can see, this box will cost you £50, which is absolutely, to me, that's a bargain. This box at 50 quid is great. That land ship is a beast. We've shown it off. It's quite a large model, and I think it's just such a lovely model. And you can use this box on its own. You do not need to buy any other boxes, which is one of Warcradle's strengths. They've shown this time and time again. They want you to play their game. And we're seeing this with so many other companies as well. They just want you to buy one box, start the game. Of course, we've got Mantic with the ambush sets now. Conquest has their First Blood. So, yeah, we're seeing this a lot. And I think this is a great idea. This one box to try the game. You're not going to be spending hundreds of pounds on a faction. And this is really cool. And we've done it with both. And I've got to say, this is probably my favourite one out of two. And I'm not being biased because, you know, British. But it's this land ship here. That really sells it for me. I do like the World War I look of the tanks. And the armoured horse, the black hoofs there. Now, the black hoofs are really cool and interesting, showing the lore of the Crown. The Crown are kind of technologically backwards compared to everyone else. And everyone else uses basically jet bikes or iron horses. Whereas they don't, they're still using black hoofs, which kind of shows you they're not as advanced as everyone else. It's kind of cool to see this little thing just add that touch of lore into the game, and it makes it far more interesting. And it's a nice contrast to the Lao Shan battle group. Again, £50. You have the Lao Shan land ship, you have the Lion Automata, the tanks, the heavy artillery, and you also have their jet bikes. There's a nice contrast between the two, but you can see that the Empire is more technologically advanced than the Crown. But again, I do actually prefer the Crown model. That land ship just really sells it for me, but I do like these jet bikes too. And we are getting Iron Horses for the Union, which has sold me the Union completely now. I love the Iron Horses and the Iron Eagles. They're one of my favourite models of all time. If I do a favourite models list, including Games Workshop, I don't think Games Workshop at this moment would hit the top 10. Never mind. That's not me bitching about Games Workshop. That's just me saying how much I love the Iron Horses and Iron Eagles. And the Lion Automata as well, really nice, interesting look. Gives it that Oriental feel, or Eastern, Far East, whatever is the politically correct term, a Japanese, Chinese sort of feeling to it. It's really nice. It's cool. I love these tanks as well. They look like Pokeballs, and I guarantee I know certain people in the Warcradle community are going to paint them as Pokeballs, and I don't blame them. And no, it won't be me. You have the Crown Armoured Regiment. These are under Empire Armoured Regiment. These are £28 each, which is kind of cool. It's a nice little discount price for a nice little force to boost to your starter set, boost to the battle group, or however you got into Armoured Clash. But again, it's kind of enough there just for you to play a very small game. And kind of interesting that they do this. That, like myself, like I said, I like a fast faction. I do. And the basically this Armoured Regiment really does feed what I like about a wargame. It's a fast faction. So that's probably why I'm probably more going towards Crown. And I like it, you see. And I think it's really interesting. And you basically are getting the same as the battle group minus the resin model in both, as you can see. Again, very cool looking and very nice. Then you have the Crown Infantry Regiment and the Empire Infantry Regiment. These are sort of different boxes. There's a couple which are remaining the same, as you could guess. But you have some troop carriers for the Crown, once again, showing that they are probably going to be the faster army. But you do get a lot more infantry models for, of course, the Empire to make up for it. And you get some more lions as well. So if you like lions, go Empire. You're going to have loads of those. And altogether, this is £106 for your faction. Again, these are £28 each. And this shows you that you could basically get a decent faction for your army, for your game, I should say. Get a decent army for your game. And it's going to cost you £106, which is Wayland Games price, by the way. That's why I always judge these prices. I don't go to a third party and go, look, it could be this much. I always go, look, this is the price that it says on their site. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's nice. You know, you can get into a faction. You don't have to buy the starter set to have a really nice looking box. Really cool. Really cool. And finally, Dystopian Wars, the cartoon battlefleet. This is for the Sultanate. And you have the cartoon battlefleet there, battleship there. It's a nice looking model. I love the fact, again, we see some of the lore creeping into this one as well. Because that doesn't quite look like the Sultanate. That looks more like the Order of the Shard. That gives me those vibes. More than something that would be directly Sultanate. This has a more alien, ethereal feel to it, which the Sultanate are very much allied with. If you want to do a campaign with the Sultanate, and you want to turn it into Wild West Exodus, add some Order of the Shard there, and you can do it. And it would work so well. And I think that boat really shows off that feeling towards the Order, and it feels more that way rather than just the Sultanate. Having that little bit into it really does make it all the difference. And it shows that Warcradle really want to show the lore through their models and not just through their rules. They make the rules balanced and make them fun, but they want to show the lore through the models as it should be. If someone's technically backwards, such as the Crown, they still use iron hoofs. You see? And their tanks are different. So when the Sultanate have ships, they have that more alien feel, that more ethereal feeling that something's not quite Earth-like on us. Something detached from our planet is helping them out. And I think that's just fantastic. Anyway, this is a cool little one. I think this was actually a lot of fun. I really do enjoy Warcradle. I think they make the best games and models. And I really think they need a lot more love. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Link to Wayland Games down below as always. As if you want to save up to 20% off your wargaming and free delivery after £20. Which means if you get one of those infantry infantry or armoured regiments, I will get my words right. You're not even going to pay delivery on that. It's £28. That's all you're going to pay. That's fantastic. I'm sorry. I shouldn't really. I do use Wayland Games. I use them a lot. That's why they're down there. That's the only reason. If I didn't use them, they wouldn't be there. And that's kind of cool. There is also Forbidden Planet for all your fun, geeky merchandise. As always, there's my comics, my merchandise as well. Give a click on there if you want to support me personally. I do get paid from those four. Skyforge I don't get paid for. He's a good friend of mine. Let's get him up in the Google algorithm. And finally, Patreon because business. Bye-bye.